Welcome. Come with us as we journey through the enchanted Tallinn, Estonia. Embark on a journey of a lifetime as we set sail from the vibrant shores of Helsinki, Finland. Today we venture across the waters to discover the hidden gem of Tallinn, Estonia. From its rich history to its vibrant culture, Tallinn is a city that captivates the soul. Join us as we explore this hidden gem, savor local delicacies, and immerse ourselves in a unique atmosphere that this Baltic jewel has to offer. Whether you're a history buff, a foodie, or simply seeking new adventures, Tallinn promises something special for everyone. So fasten your seatbelts because we're about to embark on a journey you won't soon forget. So let's dive into the magic of Tallinn, Estonia. Hey baby, we're in Estonia.
We're in Tallinn, Estonia, and it's windy over here.
It is windy and it is a cold wind.
And it's sunny.
Sort of, yeah, partially cloudy. But
with sun, cold.
if the wind wasn't here, it'd be a beautiful day.
Where we're going?
I don't know. They're doing a lot of construction here, and we're just gonna sort of walk towards Old Town and make it up as we go. We have about 2 hours before our walking tour of Old Town, and then we scheduled another one if we still have power in our legs at 2:30. It takes us to like the best views over the city. So
let's go. 4 hours of walking.
It's gonna be a heck of a workout today. It's crazy. Even the trams just look different here compared to Finland.
Yes, in Finland they are newer, they are modern.
Yeah. I mean, they still have like an old look to them, but that one just looks like it's straight out of like the Soviet era. I'm not sure what castle this is, but this is where we're going to start exploring. Let's see here. The first thing we found here is the Great Coastal Gate, the main seaward gate to the medieval Tallinn. First mention of this gate's in 1359. It's really nice that they have all these informative boards.
And you show the whole...
Yeah, the little
castle.
fortress here, yeah. Still will have that sort of Art Nouveau. I'd be hard pressed to tell you if we were in Copenhagen or Helsinki or Sweden. They all really have this sort of same look to them. This building's from 1755, 1873. I guess that was the, I'm not sure what the dates up there are. Sometime around when it was built though, I guess. It's really nice. They have these street signs pointing in the direction of all the things you might want to see. Tourist information, Town Hall, Estonia Historical Museum, Tallinn City Theater. It's a really nice city, sort of set up for tourism a bit. On a protest wall here in front of the Russian embassy. All sorts of different messages and signs. And I haven't seen one of them yet that's pro-Russia.
They're just saying stop the war.
Yeah. He needs tanks, yeah. Tallinn Town Hall, the only surviving Gothic town hall in Northern Europe, the town hall in Tallinn was first mentioned in 1322. When the present-day building was completed in 1402, Tallinn was the flourishing Hasidic city. The upper floor of its impressive hall, the arcade, and the tower were built in that period. The town hall is traditionally the center of European municipal government. From 1248, Tallinn was governed by Lübeck law, according to which the magistrate elected from the Hansa merchants began its work. The town hall was the seat of local government, later renamed the Town Hall Council until 1970. It is still used for ceremonial and cultural purposes.
Such a cute coffee I got. Look at this. We're gonna enjoy the coffee before we're going in 2 different tours.
Need a little caffeine energy to go walking. So we're here for our 1 o'clock walking tour. We booked it through Viru Walk. We do it a lot. We really love these free walking tours. You do tip your guide. Don't always tip your guide. At least bare minimum 10 euros each, but 20 euros each. All right, come with us. We're gonna take you along our walking tour. All right, we just started. That's our guide, Michael, and this is the first story he's gonna tell us.
Let's see how it goes today.
Perfect.
Has any one of you traveled back in time before? Very well. I still have a purpose, as they say. So this means it's time to relax. It's time to leave all of our worries behind. And let's do a small breathing exercise all together. Let us close our eyes. We take a breath in through our nose and out through the mouth, and we do it a few times.
So this tour is mostly focused on the early history of Tallinn from the 12th century to the 15th. He was explaining that the Dutch came here in 1219 as ordered to crusade by the Pope, and then the German merchants came shortly after. And but after that the Germans came and agreed to pay tribute to the Danish for doing business here. And this is St. Nicholas Church, not the original one. The original was built by the Germans, and they slowly started to convince all the local people that were pagan at the time that through their protection and through their way of life, they could get a better way of life.
That's our tour. We're in front of St. Nicholas Church, and the church is open 10 to 6 every day except Monday, and today is Monday, so we can go inside today.
Thank you very much.
So the story you told us of the well is they actually dug it out and it was bad water. It was brackish water at the bottom. So all the townspeople still had to haul their water. And to make it worth hauling their water, all the merchants taught them how to brew beer, and then they started using beer in the church rituals, and lo and behold, everybody wanted to be Christian. But the Pope didn't like it, so he said no more drinking. And then eventually when they brought the beer down to the Pope, it turned bad.
They brought the beer down to the Pope. Pope tried and he didn't like it. So if he didn't like it, that means you're closer to God. You sacrifice.
Yeah, you're suffering.
You're suffering. So here it comes in that time.
Yeah. The stories that the guide tells are really interesting and fun to listen to.
Right.
And it makes it fun. What did he say the original name of the city was for 700 years? Yeah, but it's only been Tallinn for about 100 years, give or take.
And the other name was for 700 years. So I think it's Raven.
He was telling us the story about how the city got its original name of Revel. It was after the hunt when the Danish king was hunting a deer and the deer jumped off the cliff and fell to its death. So the name of the city was Deerfall.
Deerfall.
Or Revel.
Small courtyard. Doesn't look like it's made for the lovely animals, looks like it's made for the beasts of nowadays. And those merchants, when they arrive here, they don't have so much wealth in their own pockets just yet. I like to make this small kind of a detour, let's say, so you can actually take a step to one of those courtyards. Along our route, there is not too many of those courtyards where you can discover yourself. So whenever you go around, whenever you see a gate that is open in this city, and when we make a stop here, as it's a bit more of a quiet place, then before we get to an actual merchant's home and see how it looked from the front, then I truly want to explain that when the front of your house becomes your business card, then you try to make it as grand as possible. This was the way of how we profited the most, and in Estonian we still have a saying that Tallinn is built on salt. This is something that everyone knows here. Doing business at your own home, attracting attention to your own house is all great and fun, but if you manage to attract attention to your whole city, then this means everyone profits. Merchants, they understood. They are not here by themselves, they are all together, they worked as one. All of those houses that we see, they are built with the help of their neighbors. It was not only them who did the hard work, they help each other out. So also when they build a church like this, they build it in order to profit for all of them. Into perspective, in London in 1500s you had around 16,000 people living. So this town itself grew into a medieval metropolis with only 200 years. And the reasons behind, I told you already, so you know that with every trade that went through these lands, the locals, they truly profited.
So all the street names here in the old town are literal names. Pike Street is literally translated as Long Street, and it is the longest street in the old town.
And you're actually learning something new.
Hell Hunt, the oldest and one of the most Estonian pubs there is. Maybe we'll come back later for a beer if we have time.
And the house, as you see, looks a little different than anything else you see in the town. This is mainly because the house carries symbols from Renaissance, and this is mainly there as the brothers were so future orientated. The owners of the house were the youngest merchants in the town, the wealthiest merchants in the town, and well, this would make them the troublemakers of the town. Nobility's perspective was that there is a big mass of people, burning object in the middle of them. This has never brought anything good for them. So they came running down here. They want to ban those festivities, they want to ban whatever is going on, and they want to stop it. But the moment they arrived here, they see everyone coming together, holding hands. If you look at those stones, they have a bit more character than usually the stones that we see in front of our houses nowadays. But the purpose of these stones was to be an address of the house. From the symbols that the locals would find on these, they would understand right away who was the saint of the house. So this means they know what kind of character they had. And from everything else, they could put together a story, what is their purpose in this city. The size of the windows, still the authentic size. The door itself still running from the 1500s. So this house was made as a statement. And the biggest statement that this house made was actually the step that it took back. As I told you, every house had to be built in a straight line. So I thank you very much. We consider it the end of the show. And thank you very much.
So we just finished up with our medieval walking tour. Michael was wonderful. He told great stories.
He was funny too.
He was fun. And he's right. It wasn't just flat, boring history. It was sort of stories and tales. I really can't recommend these walking tours enough. Sometimes your guides are okay, but Michael was wonderful. And now we're going for our Uptown tour, which starts right there at St. Nicholas Church, and we got about 2 minutes to get there.
Since it's no longer a church, we could desecrate it by installing an elevator inside. So there's a viewing platform at the top of the tower, and you don't even have to climb. You can call the elevator and it will drag you all the way there.
So our second tour is much more historical. Gleb started by explaining to us a very quick and brief history of the brutal history of Estonia.
So now we're going to upper part.
And now we are slowly making our way to the upper part of the town. So our tour guide was telling us a colorful fairy tale history of how this hill got here. And it was built by the queen of the first king, the giant king, who came over from Finland. And she built this as his tomb. And she carried the large stones here to build this hill. Okay, that was a bad rendition. You just gotta come here and take these tours for yourself. The tour guides are so much better than I am.
Danes were actually losing the battle for the most of it, but there was one priest among them who, in the middle of the battle, decided to start praying God. And he prayed for several hours until he collapsed from exhaustion. And the moment he hit the ground, a flag appeared in the skies. A flag with a giant cross on it, so Danes realized that that was a sign of God's blessing of bringing Christianity in here.
So Glib is giving us some really interesting history here. Like the main tower left over there at one point was actually leaning and it took over a decade to try to slowly get it upright. And a lot of this old fortification wall line was rebuilt in 1973 by the Soviets when they had the Olympic Games and they were going to have all the rowing events here in Tallinn. And then on the top, it's a different build again.
Yeah.
It's like the old wall, very crudely built wall, and then somebody learned how to build again.
I mean, the freshest renovation of the whole fortification line. Alexander III, this bearded guy on this banknote, got paranoid that local Germans would much rather join the German Empire than remain under the Russian rule. As I said, we will visit 3 different viewing platforms, and I allocated them from the most boring to the most picturesque spot.
Yeah, this is the second viewing platform. Beautiful.
Tallinn is the capital of the most popular city of Estonia. Situated on the bay in North Estonia, on the shores of the Gulf of Finland of the Baltic Sea, Tallinn has a population about 452,000 as of 2023 and administratively lies in the Harju-Maakonn country. Tallinn is the main financial, industrial and cultural center of Estonia. It is located 197 kilometers, 116 miles northwest of the country's second largest city, Tartu. However, only 80 kilometers, 50 miles south of Helsinki, Finland, also 320 kilometers or 200 miles west of St. Petersburg, Russia. What do you have?
Boiled wine, hot wine. So this is one of the original ways into
local noblemen,
the new town. So we just finished our tour with Glib. And it was super informative, so much information. Oh my God, I think I know just about everything about the city of Tallinn now. If I had to pick between the two, I think I would pick Glib. They were completely different tours. One was like more entertainment and fun with Michael early in the morning, and Glib was much more informative, much more about the city and the history, and it was a lot of history really quick.
And now we're going to eat soup.
And now we're going to go eat at Pepper Sack.
And look around how pretty.
It's the one that he recommended to try their one of their best dishes, which is a soup.
So we find the traditional meat soup. It's only 10 euro. I don't know if it's coming on the bread or soup. But this place is so cute. The whole place here is kind of dark, but it's really, really cute.
How's the stew?
The stew.
Beef stew? Good
It's a beef stew. I don't know, let me try with the bread. It's pretty good, but different.
Let me try.
It's Estonian beef stew, it's not Russian. The Russian makes this too, but it's different.
It is different. It's a spice combination I haven't had before. It's really good though. It's really good.
Enjoy it.
Alright guys, thanks for staying with us to the end of the video. We had an awesome time here in Tallinn for the 6 hours we had. We took 2 different walking tours and I really enjoyed them both. I can't recommend guruwalk.com enough. It's a great website to take walking tours.
We do not get any money from them.
We don't. It's just a great way to see a city really quick if you don't have a bunch of time. Both our tour guides were wonderful. Don't forget, because they're free walking tours, tip your guides at least, you know, 10 euros each, if not 20 when you're in Europe. If you want to spend more time in Tallinn and you're in Helsinki, you can also do overnight here, or you can take the night ferry here and you can sleep on the ferry. You can get a cabin and then you can spend a full day in Tallinn, and then take the overnight ferry, the sleeping ferry, back to Helsinki.
Or you can take the 2 hours 15 minutes boat tour like we did, and Toompea Explorer, you take another 2 hours and 15 back.
Either way, great way to see Tallinn for a day if you're in Helsinki.